In this week's video, I want to talk to you guys about something that has made a pretty big difference for me in terms of concealed carry comfort, specifically during the summertime. But before we get into this topic, I need everyone to put on their big kid pants because we are going to be talking about underwear. Yes, underwear. When it comes to concealed carry, we are all very much aware of the fact that our gun is being carried in very close proximity to our underwear. So it does make sense that the fit and fabric of said garment could play a role in carry comfort. I actually caught onto that idea pretty early on in my concealed carry journey, and I switched my underwear selection to something more of the boy short type. The higher rise not only acts as a layer of fabric between my skin and my holster, but it can also protect my skin from the rough texture on the grip of my gun. This is especially nice during the hot summer months because it prevents me from having to wear an entire additional layer like a tank top to keep the grip off of my skin. And because I know the vast majority of you subscribed to this channel are in fact guys, it's worth mentioning that this trick has been a pretty big game changer for my husband as well. The trick not necessarily being the rise of said underwear, but actually the content of the fabric. Recently, we have both moved over to using merino wool, and that has been a really big comfort increase for both of us carrying in the Georgia heat and humidity. I know some people may think that sounds absolutely absurd, but merino wool has superpowers, and it's a common misconception that it is a winter-only fabric. It's very much an all-year-round fabric. It doesn't retain water like cotton, and it doesn't retain bacteria like polyester, and as a result, you have a completely natural material that breathes really well, doesn't retain water, and dries quickly. Now, the next question is, why does it matter if fabric does or does not retain water? The reason this matters is because of a thing called the skin microclimate. It's something that I learned from Sarah Hauptmann's Carry Comfort video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'll link it up here. You absolutely should go watch it. It was a huge game changer for me in just learning about concealed carry comfort and the ways to make it more doable and more comfortable year round. It's so simple, yet I never really realized that when skin is damp for a prolonged period of time, it becomes very weak and fragile. In fact, most natural materials are weaker when wet. Ladies, this is why we're not supposed to brush our hair when it's wet. It stresses those natural fibers and can actually stretch them beyond repair. Anyways, this matters when we're sticking a hunk of metal and plastic into our pants and wearing it for a prolonged period of time, because that is bound to cause sweat to pool around the gun. When we're sweating and wearing our guns for 8 to 16 hours a day, we can begin to experience a lot of discomfort, especially during the summer months. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you should go out and switch out all of your underwear, but it might be worth trying the next time you replenish your underwear supply. I've linked some of my favorite merino wool brands below. Ridge Merino and Woolly are definitely my go-tos right now for a number of different wool products, and I think they have a sale coming up sometime around the time I'm uploading this video. So if you're kind of in the market for merino wool stuff, it could be a good time to do that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that and use the links down in the description to support the channel if you so choose. Another thing I've added to my holster solely for comfort reasons, especially when I'm deep concealing, is a piece of sheepskin. Sarah actually talked about this in her recent Enigma customizations video, which again, I'll link up here somewhere. And she was actually the one who introduced me to this. Adding a sheepskin layer to the side of your holster that interacts with the body can be a huge increase in comfort, arguably more so than the fabric content of your underwear. Even if you already have a holster wedge solution that you're already using, you can actually add the sheepskin layer on top of it as a skin microclimate friendly material to kind of be between yourself and whatever plastic materials you're using for a holster or a wedge. And another one of wool's magic tricks is that it's temperature regulating, which is another reason why it works so well for this specific solution. Not only does it aid in keeping your skin dry, but it also helps you to stay cool, whereas other fabrics like synthetics would create more heat and friction. So the moral of the story here is the next time you get new underwear, skip the bulk bag of polyester briefs from Costco and try merino wool. In the meantime, see if you can't find some scrap sheepskin from the craft store and form that into a comfort layer to add between your skin and the muzzle of your gun. I'm certain you'll have a much more pleasant experience carrying this summer. Also, for the naysayers, don't knock it till you try it. And also, please don't shame me in the comments for talking about underwear on the internet. Thanks guys for watching this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one.